Hi, this is the new moon video in Pisces, and the cards that I pulled for this new moon are Kuan Yin, Grandmother Spider, Child, Prayer and Support. My cards are in alignment with the astrology. It is about a magical time of support and help, and this support is grounded in other dimensions. Pisces, it is grounded in something magical, something invisible, a blessing that is coming to us, a divine grace that is coming to us. For some of us, it really might be a miracle that is happening in our lives. For many of us, I would say it will be a time of support, and it will be really different. Like, for example, the last new moon, when the new moon was with Saturn, and it was about restriction, it was about patience, it was about discipline. And now it is with Jupiter. It is about joy, it is about abundance, it is about context. It might even be that, I don't know, we are able to have more contacts, that the pandemic is going away. I don't know whether this will happen, but it seems like that we will have more contacts, or more contacts that will nourish us, that will support us. And this new moon is with prayer and with Grandmother Spider. It almost has something faded, and it is a time to be in prayer. It is a time to maybe be also a miracle for someone else. I mean, some say that if you want to experience love, then give love. If you are confused and you need an advice, give an advice. I will link down the Twin Hearts meditation after Grandmaster Chua Kok Sui, because the principle of this meditation is about, through the blessing I give, I will receive blessing. This blessing that will come is not something that we can expect. We will see in the astrology with Nessus, there is sometimes a tendency to demand, even if it's subconscious, but I want this, but I want more. And it is not a time to demand, or it is not a time to manipulate. It is a time to surrender. I mean, this new moon is really magical. This new moon will bring us a lot of support, a lot of help, a lot of magic, even magic in love. But this new moon also has some potential for conflict. As I said in the GameStop video, I will link this video up here, this time around the Pluto return of the US might be a time on the great world stage where there will be conflicts, where there will be changes. Pluto and Mars and Venus are in a square to the asteroid Aries, and Aries is the goddess of discord. The Pluto-Aries square had been going on for years, but Mars to me is like a trigger that might trigger this conflict, and it might have to do with finances. Whether this new moon will be the trigger point, or whether these changes on the financial markets will come during the next 2 years, we will see. But it could be that this shows the conflict that will be there on the world stage. In our personal area, it means that there might be relationships where there already had been underneath something brewing, something that has to do with power struggles, with power games. Whether we realize it or wanted to see it or not, but there will be something coming up. And Aries often has to do with, I'm not seen and I don't feel heard, and I make myself heard now. You will listen to me now. You have to listen to me now. So there might be some conflicts around themes in relationships where one part doesn't feel seen, or both don't feel seen. And maybe this might be an end to a relationship where you never really saw each other, or parts of us where we didn't look at us truly. I mean, the North Node is on Algol, the fixed star Algol, and to me Algol has to do with shadow work, that we have to confront the shadow with Medusa, with all those shadows that we don't want to see, that we are afraid to see, but we have to confront the shadow. Like Thich Nhat Hanh often said, that we have to embrace our darkness like a baby, and we have to hold it like a baby, so that this anger can be released and can be transformed, and then we find peace. We don't find peace if we avoid conflicts, or if we project conflicts onto others. So during this time it is wise to accept the shadow within, to accept the monster within. For some it might be just a very magical moon. For many of us it will be both. It will be very magical and there will be some shadow work. Pisces is the water that evaporates into air, that is the mist, the fog. To allow this magic to happen, we have to be ready to let something go, to release something, to be open to that we are, in the end, energetic beings and not being so fixated on this dense matter with Uranus in Taurus, to say, I am a spirit that makes an earthly experience, but maybe other aspects of me are at the same time in this invisible realm. The wonders and the miracles and the true changes come out of this reality that is so much more that I identify as me. If I step into this, then I step into my miracle. And those conflicts that might show up during this new moon might have to do with a fixation that is too much on the world of matter, that is too much, and maybe that is why there could be something happening with the financial markets, where there is too much fixation on the matter, on greed, on identifying too much with this material world. I mean, the North Node in Taurus also has to do with the Buddha inside. Through the Buddha inside, enjoying all of life, Taurus is the most sensual sign of the zodiac. So being in this inner Buddha is not a contradiction to being sensual, but it is out of inner peace enjoying life. All this, what I was talking about with Nessus, with Aries, acting out of an inner conflict, a greed that is too fixated on the material world. And when you are too fixated on this material world, you act out of an inner sufferance. This is not a contradiction to that this new moon will bring magic, but there is another aspect of this new moon, and that says, don't be too fixated on this material world. Allow the magic to happen. In a sextile to Uranus, it is about something unexpected. It is not something, what I said with Nessus, not something we can push or something we try to manipulate others into. This will only fail. This will only get a backlash. It is not about manipulation. It is about not expecting anything and being surprised. It will be a surprise. Pisces is also be in tune, be ready to be the blessing for someone else, be ready to be the support for someone else. So it is about a field of support, a field of connection, a field of warmth, and a field of grace and love. With Grandmother Spider, this is a very destined time. So what will happen, whether it is on the world stage or whether it is in our personal relationships, is something that is destined, that was meant to be. This year, 2022, is a year of relating, how we relate to ourselves and how we relate to others. And if we are really connected to our heart, what also the cards are talking about, in this surrendering, in this state of prayer, in this listening, in this surrendering to the divine, in this inner stillness, and to support others and to be supported and to experience grace and magic. I would say for most of us this will be a very, very magical new moon, and I wish you a wonderful, as the word says, a really wonderful new moon. Till next time, namaste.